What is up, everybody? Welcome to another week's episode of the Just Saying podcast with Justin Martindale. I'm Justin Martindale, and before we get into this week's guest, Marcella Arguello, I just want to give you guys a heads up. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and CozyEarth.com is going to give you 40% off your final purchase using promo code 4040Justin. And you are going to get 40% off your final purchase. It's great for your loved ones, bedding, sheets, pajamas, joggers, shirts, bathrobes, socks, bath blankets. I think it's called a bath sheet. Get into it. You're going to love it. Promise you. I'm actually wearing the zip-up hoodie right now as we speak, and I love my Cozy Earth. So use that promo code 40Justin to get 40% off your final purchase. All right. I want to start off by saying I had a very adventurous weekend. I went to Catalina this weekend. John, how are you, by the way? You're on death's door, right?
I am on death's door.
So this might be the last time we talk to you. But I had a good weekend. I went to Catalina Island with Evan. It was his birthday weekend. It was a birthday weekend. We woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to drive to the beautiful city of Long Beach and get on a ferry at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was kind of amazing. I got to see the sunrise. There was dolphins. I lived my full Enya fantasy. We get to Catalina, beautiful, beautiful weather. Got to check in early. I couldn't even complain because it was that good of a trip. We met a Jennifer Coolidge. Evan and I met our Tanya from The White Lotus, Jennifer Coolidge's character on the ferry. She was like this woman from Texas who was like by herself, and she was only staying for like the day. And her name was Janie, and she was just very Evan spilled his water on the ferry because that's Evan. And she turned around, she's like, "Oh, hi." She didn't sound like Jennifer Coolidge, but I wanted her to. And she's like, "Do you need a towel to wipe that up?" And she was just talking to us, and then we ran into her on the island. She was living her life. We don't even know what she was there for. We didn't ask, but she did say these gays were trying to kill her. And then she left at 4 o'clock. Then we ran into some lesbians, some Catalina les, and that was fun. Evan and I got a picture outside, and it's always funny when people take your picture and they tell you to say something. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're like, "Oh, say cheese," or "Catalina," or "Yay. Love is love," whatever. No, this lesbian was like, "Say sex." I was like, "Oh God, no. Sex?" It was very strange, but sweet couple. Then got a golf cart. I drove around the island in a golf cart, which was pretty intense. I've never done that. And then I had a fun moment where I was having a great moment with Evan, celebrating his birthday. And I was like, you know what? This is really good for us. We can celebrate you for your birthday and all your accomplishments. We can celebrate us because here we are together. We could celebrate me with all the fun stuff I have coming up. And he was like, "Actually, babe, we're just going to celebrate me on this trip." And without a beat, this guy comes up. He's like, "Are you Justin Martindale?" I was like, on this island? On this desolate island? Am I getting recognized by a man named Kevin? He's like, "I saw you at the Comedy Store one night, and I've been a fan ever since." I'm like, "Yes, Kevin, you get it." Poor Evan was like, "Justin did it again. Justin, Justin, Justin." He was the Jan Brady to my Marcia. So that was really, really fun. And then last night, I went to the Magic Castle with Evan and some of our friends for his birthday. I've never been to the Magic Castle, which is like this very exclusive, could be a swingers club. We'll talk about loofahs later, but you have to be invited to get there, and then you have to buy a dinner, which is really, really expensive. And then you get to go kind of walk around and see different magic shows. And I had a great time. We actually saw an amazing performer. I think her name was Lucy Darling. And she was so funny. She was kind of like this like vaudevillian Gibson girl kind of a energy on stage. And guess who I see there? Last week's guest, Adam Ray, and his family are at the Magic Castle. He came over to me. I'm sitting in the front row to this show, and Adam comes over. He's like, "Excuse me, sir, we've been getting some complaints that," and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And it was Adam the whole time. That was magic. Yeah, it was really kind of fun. You're like walking around different shows. Magicians are weird, man. I think it's a whole nother beast. Comedians, I think, are weird, but magicians and just dealing with like what they're going, like they're like doing tricks and stuff. And there were magician hecklers. And we have a thing here at doing comedy. We have a term called chuckle fuckers, which are like people who kind of like pursue being with comedians. But I don't know what magicians or what would a magician fan be called? They would be called an alakazam or like a abracadabra. Abracadabras. Yeah, the abracadabros. Or bras, if you're like a girl. Or a abracadabra dicks. I don't know. See, now I'm like, I was thinking about this laying in bed. I was like, what are magician chuckle fuckers called? So if you have a good one, please let me know, and I would love to share that with the world. Evan and I did get asked to volunteer for a card trick, which was fun. The guy did a great job. And it made me laugh because we introduced ourselves. There was a whole audience watching us. So I felt like we had the pink loofah where people like to watch. We'll talk about it more. Just stay with us. But we were sitting in this room. There was an audience there. The magician's like, "Oh, who are you? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah." Of course, I was like, "I'm an accountant." I'm not going to tell people. I'm like, "I am not a stand-up comic." I'm just like, I'm in investments. And Adam pops in. He's watching the whole thing, laughing in the back. And the magician looks at Evan and he goes, "So how do you guys know each other?" And Evan's like, "We're boyfriends." And the whole room is just like, like we're getting a round of applause. And I go, "Yeah, it's magic, huh?" Look, we did it. Magic. And it always just makes me laugh because it's like whenever, we kiss or something in public, people are just like, "Oh, they're so brave being themselves." I'm like, God, nobody does that. Like if I saw a straight couple doing a card trick, they're like, "Oh, how do you guys know each other?" "Well, this is my husband. This is my wife." They did it. So it was a good card trick. Yeah, and then we left, and that was a fantastic time. Had a great weekend. Catalina, highly recommend it. Shout out to the Avalon Hotel, which was fantastic. The restaurants were great. The whole town closes at 8, which was weird, but yeah, definitely going back again. I got to live out my White Lotus fantasy, so thank you for that. You guys, I am so excited for this week's guest. She has a HBO Max special coming out February 10th. That's this Friday, called Bitch, Grow Up. In that inflection.
No, it's not.
It's not? How would you say it?
Bitch, grow up.
Bitch, grow up. Yeah, it's Marcella Arguello. I'm so excited you were here. It has been forever. How do I say my sister in Espanol?
You don't know that?
Hermana.
There it is.
See, got it. All right. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm so excited. Like I saw you promoting your special on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, it is her time.
Finally.
She is the moment.
17 years, bitch.
I mean, it happens.
It happens.
And that's what the best is. It's like a vintage wine. It's just like she's just aged to perfection. She's been stewing. She's
and brewing.
Yes.
Comedy club.
Yeah. I mean, my God. And like we have worked together multiple times throughout the years.
Yes.
We've done television shows. We've done The Road together. And I mean, like, I'm honestly so proud because this is like such a big deal. Like, but for all of the listeners, tell us what and how this all came about and what we can look forward to.
Oh, that's great, actually. So I actually have been offered many specials from other channels before, and I was like, not you. Not you either.
Not you either.
And so I do want to correct you. It's HBO and HBO Max that it's airing on Friday.
Oh, HBO is still around?
Yes. And they are airing it on Friday, like Friday night. Like it's date night Friday night. So I'm excited about that because that's exciting. You know, that's like that. I feel like that legitimizes it for a certain crowd, not everyone. I think a lot of young people are like HBO Max. That's fine.
I only thought it was
same, and that's great. And it came about.
Traditionalists have HBO.
Yes, and all the young heads have the HBO Max, and then they called my team up and. What's funny is what really sold me is they were going, you know, they tell you the list, like, here's what it is, and this is that, and da-da-da, and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, and directed by Ida Rodriguez. I was all I'm in. As soon as they said directed by Ida, I was like, I'm in. Everything else does not fucking matter to me.
Did you not know she was, or?
Well, it was funny too, because the night before I actually got the call, I was having one of those career, like,
mental breakdowns?
Yes,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just call it what it is.
Yeah. Career mental breakdown. I was literally crying, like could not stop. I was like hyperventilating, like, oh my God. And because of COVID, you know, COVID fucked up a lot of people's careers. The momentum, I should say, it fucked up the momentum of a lot of people's careers, mine included.
Yes. I agree.
You're like, yes, your career was very much.
It was because I was the same way. I was like,
a lot of us.
I was like, I'm ready to. Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take
and
a
there
seat.
was like two people that probably came, like Z-Way and I forget somebody else, where it's like they fucking exploded. And thank God
TikTok.
It was possible that they could do that, but that just wasn't the case for 98% of the comedians.
The ones that have been like grinding and hitting the clubs.
Been trying, and we're patient and we're trying to do the thing quote unquote the right way.
Right.
And then we all got like fucked over. We're like, maybe the right way wasn't the right way.
But it wasn't the right way. It was just we didn't.
I'm saying like
adjust.
it was hard
yeah.
to like deal with like the change and the abruptness, like our schedules being annihilated, you know, and not everybody could just, you know, go online and do their thing, which is like, again, I'm not all shitting on Z-Way by any means.
No.
It was like at least somebody got through, but it was so rare and it was like hard for some of us.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me.
And some of us don't have really pretty feet to put on, you know, only feet.
And so when this was offered, I was so excited because, I mean, obviously I had the material. The material was like it was a no-brainer. But I didn't know that this was going to be offered to me. Ida didn't like give me the heads up, which I kind of wish she would have, because I wouldn't have had that fucking mental breakdown the night before.
Yeah.
But what's funny is what got me through that mental breakdown was that I kind of stopped myself from crying by going, one phone call can change your career. Chill out. And one day your whole career can change. Like, so you need to just chill out. That's just how it goes. I kind of went back to that Bill Burr quote of like, you know, being patient and trusting all that shit. And then literally the next morning I got the fucking call and I like hung up. I just spent the rest of the drive that I was on, because I was on a long drive, and I just spent the rest of the drive crying my fucking face off.
In a good way.
In a great way. For the first time.
Yeah.
In a very good way. And that was fucking cool. And then I called Ida to be like, holy shit, like, Jesus Christ. And I also was like, bitch, why did you tell me ahead of time? She's like, I wanted you to be surprised. I'm like, I mean.
Oh, God. Yeah.
She's having us a hard time in this fucking pandemic. And you want to surprise me.
Where did you tape it?
In New York.
Okay.
I think it was called the Roulette Theater. I'm not like a big New York person, even though people think I'm from there because I'm such a fucking bitch, but I'm not. And so when they were like, it's going to be taped in New York, I was like, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was great. New York came out for me, and it was so fun. It was a blast. I fucking, one show, one take, I fucking nailed it. So that's what the
that's great. Yep.
One take, and it was fucking awesome. The second show, I just fucked around because I did so good on the first show. So I'm very excited for it.
The second show was the filler. You're just like,
I was like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Fuck around. I was talking shit to the crowd.
Oh,
I got booed at one point because I was making fun of them, and then I turned it around on them, and they were into it again. And so it was just like such a wild second show. And I had told them, like, Just so you guys know, the first show I killed it, and you actually have to tune in for the special now. Like, you guys don't get the material anymore.
Oh, that's funny.
Because the first show was so good. I didn't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Second show, they were like, what's happening?
Yeah,
She's just up here talking to us. You're like, that's
And I was drunk too, because I was like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? I'm gonna waste my material on you guys. It's gone. It's recorded.
You're just shit-faced looking into the camera. Bitch, grow up.
Yeah, bitch, you need to grow up.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Yeah. And then the material is fun because I think it's like a nice like a good collection of who I am. Like, because a lot of people know me in underground. I think underground comedy. And if you don't know me, which the mainstream doesn't, they're going to get a nice little taste of all the things that I can do, whether it's like one-liners or stories or I only do one impression on there, but it's a fun one. And I talk about my new relationship with my boo. And that like what it took for me to get to that point to be in a relationship, you know, because it's been all bad news for me over the years, and I'm like very proud to have made the right choices to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and that's all that matters. Yeah. And that's good that you have that awareness to know that.
Yeah, so it's like it's fun. It's like you get a good like taste of who I am in this.
An introduction to the palette.
Yeah.
That's how I think how you and I are very similar. Where it's like I did the same thing with mine, which I'm just like, you know what, like. Who are you?
Yeah.
Why should I tune in?
Yes.
Why should I have to sit and watch this?
Yeah,
and
I had a comic friend who I've known forever. He was like, "Oh, you do the tall jokes up top," and I was like, "Yeah, because people don't know who I am. Like when people find out I'm 6'2", they're just like, "Oh my god,
you are the tallest woman in comedy. You are the Sade of comedy." Yeah.
But so it's like there's like those silly introduction jokes that we have done for years. And there's like the brand new shit. I was riffing. I was doing crowd work. Like it was fun. It was just so fun to do that special.
And honestly, like as someone who's performed with Marcella, like it's so much fun to watch her on stage. You just have like this effortless just clock.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Well, good. Make sure to check that out on February 10th on Friday. Yes, get into it.
You never did that before.
I'm so sorry, Daddy. Oh.
We have a lot to talk about. I wanted to talk about, well, first, okay, let's talk about our past together. Because I wanted to talk about this.
You gave me syphilis.
That we said we weren't going to mention that.
You gave it to me twice.
But here we are. I can't do it. I can't burp.
You should try to fart.
I can fart, but I can't burp.
Okay.
It's the curse that I chose. Being gay, not burping. But we used to work together. Do you remember us working together?
Yes, of course I remember his work.
Years ago.
I just love how disgusted your face is
I
right
was
now.
repulsed. I like, it's so funny because I went and saw, before the podcast I asked, I was like, have you seen the movie The Menu?
Oh, okay.
And I had people DMing me and they were like, oh my God, you have to talk about The Menu. You have to talk about The Menu. And The Menu pretty much is about these, like, it's like a group of people. It's kind of like a murder mystery kind of a vibe to it where they all go to this island. There's this crazy chef and he like cooks them the most ridiculous food. And then like shit happens. Yes. And then whatever.
Figure it out.
But it's very much like the whole staff is just like, yes, chef, you know, and it's just like that.
Oh, okay.
And I got triggered because we worked in an abusive restaurant.
Yes, we did. Wait, did you watch the Bear?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay, so I watched
because
that.
of that. Is that why?
No. I was gonna say that is what I guess I've blacked out all the
We all did.
the memories.
Yeah.
But as soon as I started watching that, and maybe that's why I didn't watch The Menu because I was like, I'm not watching another restaurant.
I
thing.
know.
But when I watched The Bear, I also was like I had to pause because I forgot certain things, like even just like the containers is for food that they would use for water. I saw that and I was like, ugh.
So Marcella,
it's like wash over you.
it was awful. Like, so Marcella, myself, there was a group of comics who all worked
Nico Santos was the host, the very first person to work there.
from Superstore.
But like he was the host there and he got me in. And then we both just started bringing comics in.
Yeah, and then Solomon Giorgio
Solomon
came in, and then I came in, and like there was
Frankie
like
Quinones was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these people are doing great.
there was like these comics who were like working at the LACMA restaurant, which is the Los Angeles
Art
C Museum of Art. I don't even know what the C stands for.
art crap.
Contemporary Art Museum.
Arts.
Something like that. LACMA. Look it up. You'll find it. And so there was a restaurant there. I mean, I don't even know if it's there anymore.
Los Angeles Contemporary Museum of Art.
That's what it is. LACMA. Get into it.
I got it.
And you know, you always see these pictures of LACMA. It's like, oh, there's like these lights that people pose around. It's just very like, I mean, it's a good museum.
Yeah, it's fine.
But there was a restaurant called Ray and Stark's. I'm sorry, just put him on blast.
Stark Bar. I mean, I've talked about it before.
Okay.
And also, Martin doesn't care.
I know. And yeah.
Martin was the best.
He was the best. So
manager.
we had a manager who went on to like fame. He's like famous now.
Yes,
he was a water sommelier.
He's a water sommelier. When I worked at Bill Nye the Science Guy for Netflix, I got him in there.
Oh, good.
To a water taste testing.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I mean, ahead of his time.
Way ahead of his time.
We had to like taste water and learn about their pH levels, their like.
I mean, you did. So just to clear the record, I loved being a busboy.
You were a busboy.
I did not want to be a server. I was very, very happy being a busboy.
You were a bus girl, 6'2" bus girl.
Bus boy.
She was a bus BOY.
I was the only busboy with a vagina, and I loved it. It was my favorite job. It was my last like job. In the sense of like before I transitioned full time into comedy, but like I loved being a busboy.
Oh,
I love busing.
We'd have to like put up with anything. I mean, well,
not really.
But like the abuse, like oh god.
Yeah, I actually refused to run food if he was working. The chef.
Oh yeah. So getting into it, so we had the water sommelier who was like, "What are the pH levels for this water?" And I'm like, "I don't know. This is so weird."
I will say, he's German. He was
delightful,
great, and he did say that the comedians were all the best employees, and that's why. Because I was like, "Why do you keep hiring us?" He's like, "You guys are the best employees." He's like, "I will never hire an actor again if a comic is available." He's like, "You guys actually bust your asses."
We did because we knew how important it was, and it was also like great material for us because you had all these tourists coming into a museum and like acting horribly,
and famous people,
and
Ron Festenberg was in there. Me and Nico were freaking out.
Yeah,
I saw Steve Martin, Will Ferrell,
because
Robin.
Yeah, they also did the like LACMA would always put on, but this was before they built the Oscar like museum. I think they had just started like groundbreaking that.
Yes.
And so they would have these like crazy like galas outside in the courtyard with tents and wait staff, and yeah, it was nuts. But we had this chef who was just, oh my god, I don't even remember his name. Do you?
I do.
You do?
I don't want to say that.
Don't say it.
Yeah,
but he was the worst.
My understanding is that he has sobered up and that he's doing good. That's what I've been told. But he was the worst.
I mean, I've never, like, it was just so insane because it's like, I feel like as comics, we all kind of like, we can dish it and kind of like, we give each other, you know, we're there for each other's stuff. But when we start getting yelled at by people, we all look at each other like, and I'm about to snap.
Well, also, he used to throw shit.
Like, yeah.
I can do a little raising of the voice, but I grew up in an abusive household. Like, when I was a kid, I was like, when I grow up, I will never yell because yelling makes no sense. There's no point to it. It serves no purpose.
Yeah.
It doesn't get anything done. It just gets people scared, it's not good.
It's not good. And nobody wanted to do their job and nobody wanted to be around him.
It was wild.
And it would be like, he would use like humiliation tactics, like in a group setting where he'd be like, oh, I'm going to ask you this question in front of people. And then if you didn't get it right, he would literally look at you and call you stupid in front of everyone. Yeah, and you're like, it is 9 a.m. Like at the lineup, and he's like, oh, Justin, your apron's not like ironed. I'm like, you haven't showered in 5 days.
You have coke hanging out of your nose.
You have cocaine hanging out of your nose. Your eyes are bloodshot. You smell like bourbon.
Yeah.
I like went off on him, I think, a couple times, and was just like,
a couple people did. Quite a few people. I shouldn't say a couple. Quite a few people. Like people walked out. Like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. It was insane, and it was like he like got off on it, and it was just bizarre. Yeah. So, yeah, I had to like get the hell out of there.
Yeah,
but
I mean, a lot of people. I mean, he has a reason a lot of people didn't last there, and it was actually kind of sad because the restaurant was great. You know, the environment was nice and fun.
The summer was fun. I remember like the jazz festival and stuff. But then you'd have this guy just like, "You son of," like out loud. Like people in the restaurant heard him.
People would be if they were sitting by the kitchen door.
Yeah,
they would be like, is everything all right? And then they'd be like, oh, it should be. I'm gonna go double check, and then we'd have to go tell Martin to be like, the customers can hear him.
Yeah. He's like cussing out somebody, and then like that waiter would walk out with like a laceration across their face, and they're like, I love being here at my job.
And and this was a duck confit with a
Whatever.
tears streaming down
I know.
his face.
And here we have a mushroom foam puree. Like, it was like that. And so I'm watching the menu, and Ray Fiennes I think it's Ray Fiennes. It's Voldemort. Whatever. I think that's him. Yeah.
No clue.
And he's like yelling at them, and everyone's like, "Yes, chef!" And I was like, "Oh God, this is bringing back so many memories, and they're not pleasant."
Yeah, no, literally I was like, another show about a restaurant or a movie about a restaurant. I was like, The Bear was enough.
Yeah.
And The Bear was really good.
Yeah.
It is really good, and it's probably not as triggering as this sounds like, but
I mean, it's an idea for a show. I mean, you get like a group of comedians. You get a group of comedians, and you put them in a restaurant and say like, "Okay, go," and they're like,
that was not fun.
It was not fun.
I mean, it was fun to be with all these great people and everything, but yeah, when he walked in, you're like,
I know. It's so weird. It's like when the boss wasn't there, we'd all be like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
we would always pray for Joe to be the chef. Oh God, I hope it's Joe.
Please God. And he was like the sweetest man, and then he would come and be like, "What the fuck is your fucking?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "We said good morning." Like, oh my God. So yeah. That's a fun origin story, I believe.
Honestly, you said like let's talk about this one, and I was just like, we can talk about whatever, but I didn't realize you wanted to talk about that.
I mean, it's crazy because I feel like I had somebody on here. It was a guest of mine, and like somehow I think it was like you were mentioned. I think Nico, and I was like, oh wait, we all worked together at a restaurant. I can't remember who it was, but it was like we were talking about that. I'm like, yes, you're here.
It's wild.
Well, speaking of wild, we're gonna keep things going because the Grammys were on Sunday. Now, I honestly didn't want to talk really much about the Grammys because I didn't see them, but then I saw like all the tea that was like coming from the Grammys, and I'm like, okay.
That's a lot of drama. I didn't realize.
There was so much drama.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing that pops up into my head is just Beyonce, which was, she got her 32nd Grammy.
Mm-hmm, yes.
So at this point, she has a Grammy room.
Yes.
I'm sure she has a wing.
She probably has a bigger. The awards have a bigger room than the twins.
I forgot she had twins.
I know, that's why she always mentions it. My 3 children.
I know. I think she forgot she had twins until that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, she got her 32nd Grammy. She showed up late, which good for her.
Yeah.
You know what? What does she show up on time?
She also, my understanding is that she just did foot surgery, and so why would you walk the red carpet if your foot is fucked up?
There's been people who have.
Yeah.
And like bedazzled foot.
But that's not a moment.
I know, yeah.
It's not as chic as people pretend that it is.
Yeah. You won't break my foot. But so she's sitting there with Jay-Z. There was so many moments that were caught. Like there was a moment where Jay-Z tried to offer her a drink, and she was like, no.
Like, babe, the camera's on.
She's like, the cameras are on.
Too PR trained, and he doesn't give a fuck.
No. But the other moment was that she won best dance electronic. Yeah, and she got up there, and it cut to Diplo. Did you see this?
He said something.
He said, "Oh, they bought that."
Oh, yes, I did see that.
And I was like, whoop. It was like, oh, can you buy Grammys?
Yeah, but I don't, who knows what I don't like to just assume that if you make a comment about something, it's directly in reference to what is happening in front of you.
Yes.
You don't know, what these dudes are all on drugs. Like, they're not paying attention. I don't believe that he's worked with her. He loves her. I just don't think that.
Now that you say that, I agree, because I don't think he would be like, they bought that award.
Yeah. And also, they would. They're just like.
She thanked her uncle, her gay uncle who passed away.
Yes.
She said, thank you to all the queer people
that was
creating the genre. I was like, all right, B. Like, that was good.
I mean, that's good, because I knew she was going to win that award, because when have they ever aired the electronic award on the Grammys? Fucking never.
You're right.
Yeah. They give all the boring awards away. Not boring, I shouldn't say that. But all the awards that the fucking mainstream audience doesn't give a shit about. That's why it's some of the people that is your favorite, that you don't even see them win the award, but they'll win 5 at
before the
5 o'clock at 3 o'clock.
You've already won 8 Grammys and we're live, and you're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
So yeah, Beyonce kind of swept. Everyone was there for her, but then she lost to Harry Styles for Album of the Year, and everyone was like, no, This is Beyonce's moment.
And what was funny to me was, we all know that she always loses album of the year. Like, I think that was expected.
Yeah.
I was actually like thinking that either Taylor or Bad Bunny were going to win it because they did have such popular albums. In terms of mainstream, like not even what I think is the best, because I think Renaissance was the best, but that's because I listened to it nonstop. But I also know that people fucking loved Bad Bunny enough that he has like broken so many records. So I was like, oh, he's probably going to win. And that would be historic for Latinos, whatever. But I was honestly shocked that Harry won, just in the sense that, like, of all these people, Harry won. Like, I think I heard one song all year from him on the radio.
And it was the one, it always is the same
yeah.
as it was.
So that was strange.
I'm here for a fun Harry Styles moment where it's like, you were in a boy band, you went solo, you did it.
That was the other drama that was happening online, was because he said people like me don't usually win album of the year. And everyone was like, oh, a straight white.
I know.
Blah, blah, blah. But
he's not straight.
But people were,
yeah.
People were like, but people were like, no, he meant like a boy band. And I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. That's what he was saying. But that's also why, and comedians, we know, like the way you use words, if you don't say the exact thing that you mean, people will twist your shit.
Oh, well, people will twist your shit regardless.
That's true.
I mean, at this point where everyone's like, what did you mean by that? I mean, Lizzo was like, I skipped school to go see Beyonce in 5th grade. She skipped school. Yeah. Drag her.
Yeah.
She failed that assignment.
That's why she's fat. So upset. She has no education.
She skipped gym class to see Beyonce. Get her.
That's how they are. You're right.
I mean, what else? There was other moments. Bonnie Raitt came in and won Song of the Year.
Oh, well, I do. And shout out to Black Twitter, because there was a sector of Black Twitter that was mad at Bonnie. They're like, who the fuck is that? And then there was the actual informed Black side of Black Twitter that was like, motherfuckers, y'all need to put some fucking respect on Bonnie Raitt's name.
Yes.
I mean, she was obviously stunned.
She was stunned. She was gagged. Yeah. I've always wanted to see a 73-year-old woman just shook.
It's amazing.
She was like, oh. Like she knew that it was like, what?
She had nothing prepared. She was like, it took her forever to get up there because she was genuinely, and honestly, I loved seeing that. I do like seeing like a surprise quote unquote win.
Yeah, where you're like, oh, this is a left field moment. And the song, I haven't heard the song, I don't think, unless it snuck into my playlist like Taylor Swift always does. I'm like, I didn't request Lavender Haze, but here I am. And then it's like, your Spotify Wrapped. Your number one most listened to song was Taylor Swift. I'm like, no.
Yeah, well, yes, of course it is.
But I mean, I can't hear it. It's just there. It's implanted.
White noise, literally.
Literally white noise.
But I also love, because Twitter was so irritated with the other side of Twitter that was mad at Bonnie Raitt, that there were there was like a Britney Spears old footage of her singing Bonnie Raitt at a show. And I was like, I love this. I love that everyone's like showing so much respect to Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah, for sure. Respect your elders. My God. Sure. I'm sorry. I Can't Make You Love Me. Still, if you want to cry in the car.
She had a lot of bangers.
Yes. Something to talk about?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. How many drunk women have sung that at karaoke?
You know what's weird about the state of music today is, like, I don't think that enough young people are getting a variety of music.
They're not.
Because we did. You had to. You had to watch the other shit to get to the shit you wanted to watch. And it just got, embedded into your mind.
I mean, we had like a spectrum of artists. I mean, you had Madonna, then you had like Warren G, and then you had like Toni Braxton, and I mean, like,
and it was all on TRL.
Yeah, like VH1 when VH1 had their pop-up video.
You learned facts about Bonnie Raitt and Warren G in one show.
Yeah, I learned what Meatloaf meant by "I would do anything for love, but I won't do that."
What was it? Anal?
It was like, yeah,
that makes sense.
But I mean, who wants to like do anal to a guy named Meatloaf?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The internet's out there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could Google it.
Now, cancel Justin Martindale for saying.
No, I would do anal with Meatloaf. God.
I would do Meatloaf and shove it in Meatloaf.
But I mean, like, exactly what, like, I feel like, going back to what you were saying, like, I like a twist. I want like, oh my God, Bonnie Raitt won something. Like, that's
was fun.
Yes.
I think that's why the Harry Styles thing was like, okay, well.
I'm watching award shows now and I'm like, Called it.
Yeah.
Called it.
Yeah.
Called it.
Exactly.
Another moment was Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
The two most exhausted people. They are so. Did you see this was all over the internet today where Jennifer Lopez like whispered something to him and she's like, "Can you just smile? You look unpleasant." And he was just like
well, I feel for him because Jennifer Lopez has a work ethic that is unmatched. She has talked about it. She fucking will get up nice and early. She starts her day. She does this. She does that. She fucking eats this, diets that, works out this, puts this outfit, does this shoot. I mean, she has a crazy schedule. Ben Affleck is the laziest actor in Hollywood. And because he loves her so much, he like gets up with her probably.
Yeah.
He like tries to join her at the gym and then he does a thing. And the next thing he knows, he's at the Grammys fucking exhausted.
I definitely feel like she wakes up like Mommy Dearest. Remember with like the bowl full of ice cubes and she's like, oh,
100% she does.
Yeah.
She has the energy like unreal.
Yeah.
Especially has the career she has. She's a ruthless businesswoman.
She is not messing around, and if there's ever a moment for her to put on a wedding dress and go somewhere,
loves it. Yeah,
she will do it. Another moment was
Shotgun Wedding was really good, by the way.
Was it?
I loved it. It's so fun. It's very 90s. You don't like that?
What?
The 90s.
I love the 90s.
I love a 90s movie, hour and a half, action, adventure, romance, comedy, silly, stupid. It was good. It had it all.
Okay. I just got put off because I was like, the billboard's like Jennifer Lopez in a wedding dress. And I'm like, of course.
Well, I mean, that's what she likes to do.
I'm getting married. I can't believe it. It's so crazy. Yeah.
What a dumb impression.
That's my Jennifer Lopez. I'm just trying to be a wedding lady.
Bitch loves love, okay?
She's in love. Okay, now I have to watch Shotgun Wedding.
I just think it's like an easy movie to watch. It's not. It's not.
What do you mean an easy movie to watch?
The menu triggered you.
It did.
Okay, so Shotgun Wedding is not.
It's an easy movie. Okay.
Super easy.
Go easy.
Jennifer Coolidge is so funny.
I mean, that you had me there. That's how they got the gays right there.
Dude, she has some really funny. Because Cheech Marine plays Jennifer's dad.
Perfect.
And so Jennifer and Cheech, and you could tell there's some moments of improvisation. And I was like, when in history were we ever going to see Jennifer and Cheech go back and forth?
Okay.
It was, for me, it was amazing.
Okay, I'll check it out because of you.
It was, it's not, don't overthink it. I think too many people put too much on these stupid, it's entertainment. It doesn't need to fucking trigger you from when you worked at Raisin Stark Bar.
I like my movies with trauma.
No, you're so gay.
I know.
Gay shit right
I'm an unhinged bitch.
Yeah.
God. Speaking of unhinged, Twitter went off because it can't be the Grammys without like targeting and upsetting Christians. Yeah. Because they have to get pissed off about something. So Sam Smith and Kim Petras.
They need a reason to watch the Grammys.
Yes.
And they can't tell people that they like Beyonce. They can't tell people that they fucking like Harry Styles. They need to watch to get mad.
Yes, they have to get infuriated.
They have to.
This is the problem in this country.
I knew it.
I knew it. That the Grammys are satanic. So Sam Smith and Kim Petras, which, by the way, Kim Petras was the first transgender woman to win a Grammy.
Openly trans.
Openly trans. Yes. And she even tweeted, "I'm a tranny with a Grammy," which I was like, amazing. I was like, all right, bitch.
Okay, throwback. The throwback slur.
Yeah, I know, but she was like, it's mine.
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah.
But yes, there was like, she had Sam and Kim had Gottmik and Violet Chachki in their Unholy video, which, there's like fire and Sam wore like a top hat with horns and everyone's like, this is the message they're sending to our children. And I'm like, oh my God, just relax.
Yeah. I mean, it's also funny because actually the most offensive...
Cut to me with Shotgun Wedding. This is the worst idea.
The most offensive part of that performance is how much they didn't rehearse. It was so boring.
It was.
I was like, can you guys just...
I thought the same thing too.
Like, that's what's funny is like, once you fucking move on from the satanic imagery, you're just like, this is lazy.
Yeah, they're just doing this. I mean, if I had since they won, can I never hear that song again?
They've been playing on the radio nonstop.
Oh, it is just, mommy don't know. Got it.
Yeah.
But also Sam was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, she's got tongue choreography.
And that's the thing. I'm like, Sam, get it, boo. Kim, get it.
The album's really good.
Get it, boo. But like,
their new album is fantastic.
Take a night off of the coke
Uh-huh.
and just get to rehearsals early.
He's not on coke.
No, I'm saying.
Oh,
The whole group of gays that they had performing.
sure.
Everybody. One night off.
Take a
You want
nap.
me to say that? You want me to say just a night off?
Just a night.
Get there early
Mm-hmm.
and fucking focus on the performance. I need more rehearsals from my entertainers. That's all I ask. Like, if it's going to be controversial, make it worth it.
Call her old fashioned.
I come from the Madonna Janet era.
Well, what do you
Okay.
think about Madonna?
Her face?
I didn't say that.
Because it sounds like you said it.
No, I said, what did you think about Madonna making a cameo introducing
I just think
Sam?
it's funny that ever since we saw her teeth on TikTok, we don't see her teeth anymore. Remember that one viral video of
Where
her?
she had the grill?
No, before the girl.
Uh-huh.
She just had her yellow little ass teeth that she never got redone. She got her whole face done, but she didn't focus on whitening and brightening her teeth. And then she just does like this. She did like this close up.
Yeah.
And you just see these fucking. That's where you see her age. Because when people get older, their teeth they just
Turn into corn.
they get
Yeah.
smaller and they like just start shriveling up. The teeth shrivel up. The teeth get smaller.
The teeth get smaller.
And this bitch, we haven't seen her teeth. She just wears grills now because she's like, oh my God, they saw my age through my teeth. That's why she wears grills all the time.
Saw the age of my teeth.
Yeah, once we saw her teeth that one time, we ain't never seen them again. I find that hilarious.
Well, and I mean, I feel like this was the first time we've seen Madonna outside of TikTok where she's, presenting. And it's just really funny because I was telling my boyfriend this where I was just like, she gets up there and she says things that like aren't like as what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
nothing is as spicy as it used to be.
right.
There.
She's just like, are you ready to get provocative?
Yeah.
Sensual? Are we ready for what else does she say? She's like,
She also does that move that people do when they like. You've seen it where comics they think they wrote a killer joke.
yeah.
They do a long pause after, and that's what she does. She's like, and then there are artists that are provocative.
That's where you clap. She said that. She's like, that's where you clap, people. Are you ready to get dangerous? Sensual? I was like, is this Goldie Hawn in Death Becomes Her?
So awkward.
I mean, God bless her.
I get sad because as someone who grew up watching her, like since I was a little girl, we loved her in my house. And I have like, since I was a little girl, I always looked to her to be like, oh my God, she knows how to be provocative and she knows how to be progressive and she knows how to like push the envelope.
Of course.
She knows how to work this look and innovate herself and reinvent herself. And every year it was something and it was cool and I was into it. And then I should say, I always look forward to women aging and how they're going to handle themselves as they age. And it was so heartbreaking to watch someone who used to be the woman we looked up to, who is now looking at the Kardashians for guidance. And that's what makes me sad because I'm like, girl, you could have been, and I get it. You want to get a little work done. That's fine. But she didn't get a little work done. She got a whole new face.
I know.
And that always makes me sad.
I know. Well, and everyone, especially the gays are just kind of like, leave her looks alone. We're always saying it's a woman's place to like, look however she wants to look and da-da-da-da. But at the same time, I'm like, look at Cher, man. Like,
yes.
Like, talk about aging gracefully.
Yes.
And
you get a little work done.
And you get a little work done. I mean, but it's sad because it's like she is such a cool, and like she's about to go on tour and stuff. And I'm just like, we're all like rooting for her. And it's like, you don't have to do all that. You already have the legacy.
Yes.
You're literally asking your audience, what songs should I do on my tour after the 40-year career that I've had?
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Janet's another one. She's aged gracefully.
Yeah.
She's teetering on like, okay, I'm embracing my age, but I'm also embracing like I still got it. You know, I still got my fake titties out. Like I like that.
Go for it. Mary J. Blige, the same thing.
Yes.
It's like and people get mad. They're like, what do you mean by age gracefully? And I'm just like,
and you're like, bitch, you know.
You know.
When you see an old lady that you're just like, God damn, bitch.
I know.
Like, there's just certain things that you kind of, it's not even like, I think less of them. I just get so sad that as a woman in this society, there's so much pressure on us, and I get succumbing to it a little bit. But it breaks my heart when I see it like that.
Well, and
From
that's
someone like her.
Yes, and that's what I was like going back to Bonnie Raitt. You're just like all these people are like, who the fuck is Bonnie Raitt? I'm like, hello. Like that's how I want kids to be like, oh my God, who is this person? I'm like, that's fucking Madonna.
Yeah, exactly.
Show respect.
Yeah.
And it's like she's like up there just like like Nosferatu. I'm like, what is this? God.
I know, and it just kind of, again, it makes me sad as someone who admired her for so long as like the cool older woman, and now I'm like, damn, you like fell, you fell.
It's just
came to the pressure.
It is. It's that like this is how people see beauty now. It's the Kardashians.
Yes.
It's the filler. It's the BBL. It's like. All of it, the long hair extensions, the grill, the like Balenciaga glasses.
Yeah.
You're just like, come on.
Yeah, it's like a copy paste. It makes me sad.
It is. I mean, but that's part of growing up. I mean, here we are. But let's get into some topics.
And you got filler on your cheeks, right?
No, but that's what the haters say on my comments. This guy needs to lay off the Botox. He needs to lay off the fillers. Bitch, I wish. I wish.
You have great cheekbones. You've always had great cheekbones.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've always had great cheekbones.
It's my Native American side, and I can say that because it's real.
Oh, what? How much?
Don't know. But my great-great-grandmother was Native American,
wow.
full on.
Yeah, indigenous.
I mean, that's why I have my hair still. This is Indian hair.
Oh.
Yeah, indigenous hair, cheekbones.
You know what's funny? I've always been like, damn, that motherfucker's got some thick ass, beautiful hair, and that makes sense because my mom has that indígena hair where it's like thick and long and sturdy as fuck.
Yeah, I always tell people that it's a lace front, and when I go home, I just like peel it off and put it on my lampshade, and I'm like, fooled him again. And it's just 3 scraggly hairs just like over here.
Fucking Homer Simpson over here. That's funny.
Now the Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes.
Okay, so literally, this Sunday. I don't know who I'm rooting for. Rihanna, obviously.
Yes, we all Rihanna.
It's Rihanna, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like
when she came onto the scene, she never corrected people. And
she never did.
And then a few years in, she started being like, it's Rihanna.
And Jenna Ortega said at the Golden Globes, she was like, Rihanna. And everyone was like, what?
Really?
I've been so used to calling her Rihanna.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she called her Rihanna.
Which is actually her fault. I do want to say that, but I do correct people.
But do people ever fuck your name up and you just go along with it?
Yeah, I don't care. You know what's funny is for years, because my name is Marcella Arguello, and people would be like a host of a show would be like, how do you say your last name? And Arguello, and they're like, and I'd be like, don't focus on it. Please don't focus on it. And they were like, no, I want to get it right. And I was like, here's the problem. If you focus on my last name, you're going to fuck up my first name. And that's what always has happened to me. Somebody will nail my last name, but they fuck up my first name.
What do they say your first name is?
Oh, dude, I've had people just give me a new first name. I've had to give just Marcella or whatever, but they've also
Marcella.
But they've also dropped the letter, given me a different Martha. I've gotten so because they were so worried about my last name, and then when they if they push back on that, I'm like, I want you to know, the audience doesn't give a fuck what my name is when I come on stage. They care at the end. That's the only, now that's going to be different, but I'm just saying, in little ass shows, when people don't know you, don't worry about my name. Fuck it up. I don't care. Mm-hmm. But also, a lot of minorities do make a stink when, people are like, you don't know how to pronounce my name. And it's this person has to introduce 50 people at this open mic. Will you fucking relax?
Yeah. We gonna fuck up your name. Marisol, Maricela.
Yeah, I've gotten all of it.
I've gotten Jason, but I get that.
You look like a Jason.
Do I? I don't even. I was like, what is it? The ski mask?
Yeah.
But I think that's what it is. Is Rihanna. Now I have to get used to it because it's been embedded. Rihanna. It's Rihanna. She's performing at the Super Bowl. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm, me too.
I know.
Hashtag me too.
Whoa, wrong me too. Wrong me too.
It's all the same.
I think she's going to kill it. I think she's going to do a really good job.
I think she's going to be so fun.
Cut to me next week being like, what happened?
Cancel her.
No, she's going to be amazing. But Tom Brady,
of 80 for Brady fame.
Of 80 for Brady fame, which, did you watch that?
No.
I masturbated 9 times.
Ooh, I bet.
It was really
You're
hot.
Rita Moreno has an ego.
Rita Moreno.
Tiene ego.
He retired again. Sure.
I mean.
But now we're in a part now where we were talking about our idols and stuff. Sports people have their idols as well, and Tom Brady is one of them. He did this. He posted his first thirst trap after retiring.
God, they really make you look.
There it is.
Oh my God.
He wrote deal's a deal, weird, cringy smiley face at Brady Brand. And I guess that's a link to his store. So yeah.
I do love that he put a filter on this.
What is the filter?
I don't know. Paris, I think.
I don't.
That first one.
Yeah, that first one that everyone's like, all right. But I don't know. I saw this and I was like, this does nothing for me.
He's a loser. I mean, he literally, his wife, his beautiful, drop dead gorgeous,
Giselle,
perfect, flawless wife was like, look, I've suffered enough. This is a deal breaker. Mm-hmm. It's over if you go back. And he was like, I'm going back. And then he had one of the worst seasons of his career.
In Tampa.
And then was like, okay, this was a bad choice. So I think I will just retire. And it was like, bro, you did all that because you were too much of a pussy to divorce your wife on your own.
Yeah.
Because that's all that was. There's no other reason.
Yeah.
And now look at him. He wanted to cheat openly.
You think?
I think so.
You think he's cheating on her?
I don't know if he was cheating on her or I should say it seems like he was probably cheating on her and wanted to be openly cheating.
There's many things wrong with this thirst trap. I love a good thirst trap. Suggested thirst traps pop into my reels. Yeah. First of all, I love this, I like the background. I think it's very nice. I do think the filter's off. And he's trying to keep it conservative still with his his fans and his base.
Peekaboo.
No, move your hand.
Yeah, I agree.
Move your hand, coward.
Yeah, I mean, he's a conservative.
You're going to show, let me see. If you're going to be a real patriot, move your hand.
Let's see that football.
Let's see it. Let's see
that foot bulge.
Yeah, I want to see how deflated those nuts are.
I mean, I don't give a fuck about this dude. What an idiot he is.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what I wanted to say. Celebrities are getting a little thirstier now, and I never thought that Tom Brady would be on.
Maybe the other thing, just like with Madonna, he's having a hard time aging.
It's a midlife crisis for sure. Yeah. He's like, I've given up my football career. My wife has left me. Now what? OnlyFans.
And the wife is dating a hot model.
Of course she is.
Yeah. So I don't know what a lot of guys. It's like once you get divorced, it's not better on the other side, fellas.
No, he's going to be on an airplane with Jeffree Star soon. That's what everyone thought. Everyone thought he was the mystery man with Jeffree Star, which I was like,
how does Jeffree Star get associated with everybody so aggressively?
I don't know. It's one of the biggest mysteries I've ever encountered because it's just oh, look how many famous people I know. And for a good 2-3 days, it was who is this football player that Jeffree Star is with? I'm like, you're a beauty influencer. Why does everyone lose their shit over it?
It's because he can suck a dick.
Okay, well, going from thirst traps to a downward spiral. This came out today. Leonardo DiCaprio was spotted with a 19-year-old model amid Victoria Lamas romance. So he is with this woman, allegedly named Eden Polani, who is 29 years his junior. DiCaprio was seen getting cozy with her amid his romance with another woman, Victoria Lamas and Gigi Hadid. He was with this 19-year-old model, who is 29 years his junior at the Los Angeles release party for Ebony Riley's new EP.
Well, great press for Ebony Riley.
Yeah. Good for her.
Good for her EP.
Here, let's go down a little more. I want to read this. Wait, there we go. Following his split with Camila Morrone, right after she turned 25, I mean, that's the expiration date, yes. DiCaprio was linked with Hadid and Lamas. Neither of the romances were confirmed, but at the bash, DiCaprio sported a black bomber jacket. Cool. The Israeli beauty, who's 19, was dressed in a gray pinstripe suit. Don't care what they're wearing. So, heating up the speculations, This story's all over the place. He said his daughter likes... This was another girl. He said the dad said that, oh, my daughter likes DiCaprio very much. Yeah, no shit.
Oh my God, Dad, shut up.
Yeah, how embarrassing. Yeah. So they are not exclusive, the source said. They have respect for one another and have always just been seeing where things go. Now, here's the thing that I saw before this story broke. Yeah. She's 19... And people were like, she missed 2 years of school because of COVID.
Perfectly dumb for him. Just perfect.
I'm getting over it. This is getting too much for me.
I mean, that's what he does. there's nothing left to say. This is what he does.
Yeah, but I mean, is it a problem? She's legal.
Which is like, when you have to say that, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
Hey, leave her alone. She's legal. Okay.
I have I always like wonder about how like old, like at some point somebody landed on the age of consent, the age of majority, like when somebody's like quote unquote legal. And I just think it's funny that there was like a round table of old men that were like throwing out ages, you know?
Yeah.
12.
Oh, no.
No, 25. That's when the human brain stops developing. They're like, gay, he's gay. And then they like median and moded that shit, and they just landed on 18. But like,
if she's 16, she can drive.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
They like the way that they'll like justify it, and I mean,
You know what's even grosser? How some states differ.
And what's wild is like that men have those states memorized.
Gross.
Like grown ass men have that shit memorized.
Ugh. I know.
Weird.
I do think it's kind of cute though, because I feel like DiCaprio can finally be like, oh, she hasn't seen Titanic, so like maybe we'll do a movie night. And
But you know what? I guess that's what's funny too, is like so many of us, we like watched him become a star. So there was like magic to being like, oh my God, he's so hot and mysterious. And then like these girls, it's like they don't know anything about him. They haven't watched any of his movies.
Yeah. They're like Wolf of Wall Street.
And that's why they're dating him, because they just want to date a rich guy. Like that's what's going on here.
You don't think they're like, oh my God,
Not at all.
I'm dating Leonardo DiCaprio? No. They're like, I'm literally dating the door from Titanic that he did not crawl on. Yeah.
Wealthy. I mean, she's 19. What are they going to talk about? Nothing. Can you buy me a bag? I will suck your dick. That's what's going on here. And that's all he wants. That's all he wants.
When you said that, I heard the Irish song from Titanic playing, the like, buy me this bag. I was like, yo, dick.
Eventually, he's going to be 60 and dating a 19-year-old. So
but I mean, that's
buckle up.
I mean, that's like what Jack Nicholson did, right? I mean, it's like he's like taking after the Scorsese. Like that's what they do. They just date these hot young girls. And
another one who's having a hard time aging.
Leo?
Yeah.
Really? I don't think he is. He's
dating a 19-year-old Justin.
I know. I would never do that though.
I don't know.
I would.
I don't know.
I couldn't do it. I think that's, again, I want to like have something in common with that person.
As comics, we like to talk.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to be like, all right, let's gather around. I'm going to tell you a tale about 9/11. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I don't have time for that. But I mean, good for him. We'll see how this goes. I'm sure she'll hit 20 and he'll be like, get out of here.
I mean,
all right.
For her, she's going to have a bunch of new bags.
She's going to get a lot of bags.
She's going to get a lot of bags.
Which, did you see that video of the guy at the Laugh Factory in Chicago where he's like on stage and he just like fell off the damn.
Was that real?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if that was real.
I think it was real because there was one person in the audience. Too real? And that guy hasn't pooped for 2 weeks either.
So funny.
Aww.
Oh, you got me. Oh my God.
Yes, it was real.
Oh my God, you got me.
He's up there talking about getting pegged, and I'm like, really? You look like a foot. No one's pegging you.
That was so funny.
I did not know about this. You know about swinger culture, obviously, right?
What does that mean?
It's about people who like, swing. And there's a group of frisky senior swingers at a Florida retirement village who are trying different colored loofahs to their cars to indicate sexual preferences to potential partners. One of them is Madonna. No, I'm just kidding.
But this is a group of people who are aging gracefully.
Yes, and owning it.
Yes.
And they don't need to like.
This is a great example of people that are like, nah, we old and we fucking, this is what we're doing about it.
And I love it that it starts off with a notorious Florida retirement village.
I love it.
It could be an M. Night Shyamalan trailer that we're about to see, but it's not. So this retirement village has been thrust into the spotlight. Oh, get it? Thrust into the spotlight again after a TikTok video that claims to show a color-coded loofah system used by senior swingers to indicate their sexual preferences went viral. I'm all about it. And it was posted by a drag queen in Florida.
I love it.
Tora Hyman. That's her name.
I love it.
Not Tora Hyman.
Girl, I'm Tora Hyman.
It's been viewed more than 3 million times. It's a series of photos of cars in a parking lot that have different colored loofahs hanging off of them. And it was at the location of Florida's The Villages, the world's largest retirement community that surpasses the size of Manhattan and encompasses 5 zip codes with more than 130,000 residents. Let's go down a little bit more on the article. So here we are. We've got the loofahs hanging out. Now there is actually a color-coded system. I'm really hoping it's in here. Yes, here we go.
Great.
Go a little further down.
There it is.
There we go. Okay. So we have white, which means novices and beginners.
I love it.
Virginal loofah.
Yeah.
Which is also, they're playing at Coachella this year, Virginal loofah.
Where's the brown loofah?
Brown loofah, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go to the brown loofah just yet. Purple is for voyeurs who like to watch. Pink is a soft swap. Ew. People who like to do it with others in the room.
Ooh, cuck
Oh,
style.
so they're in there. So it's like we're all there watching.
Yeah.
Why would
He's like, I have a bad back. I just want to watch.
Fuck me, Harold. That's from Pearl. I love that movie. Bloom is the lowest level of full swap. Those who can play well with others.
Ooh,
what does that
kinky.
mean?
Ooh, that means that you're fucking on the ground just getting blasted by as many grandpas as possible.
Oh God, this is it.
Yeah.
Batteries not included. The porn.
What?
Remember that movie? Like with old people, and they're like in like the little robots. It's like a Steven Spielberg movie with like the little tiny robots. Anyways, yellow. What do you think that means? I would think it meant pee, but it doesn't. It's for those who want to have fun but are still nervous.
Mid-level swap.
And black is for those who say, what the hell? Let it all go down. We go fuck up the retirement home. Teal is bisexual for those that want to
You can't. They're
swap out their dating, whatever. Okay. So that is that. I'm here for this.
Me too.
As long as they're safe.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what you said. They're
But
aging
also,
gracefully.
Who cares if they're not safe? They're about to die. Let them do whatever the fuck they want. This is the time to be unsafe.
Yeah, their shit's not working anymore.
I mean, it is working.
Take your Cialis and go. I mean, they're not getting pregnant. They're not as long as they're careful.
Even if they're not careful, let them break a hip.
Yeah, get some plastic sheets, girl. Go to town.
They're right there. They can walk right back to the little room and get all the nurses involved to take care of them after they get blasted. And
that's the movie I want to see. This is the movie I want to see. We're going to drop off grandma at the Villages. And she's like, please don't. I can't go there, please. Oh, every grandmother is like, oh, she doesn't want to go into a facility. Yeah. But she knows. Yeah. She knows what the Villages is all about. Yeah. She's like, please, I'll do anything. I'll be better. I promise. And they take her. And then she's there. Lovely. And all of a sudden, she's like looking around her new area, her living space, and she just sees the loofahs everywhere. Yeah. We put some like instrumental violins, like, and she's like, no. And then she meets the people. So it's very like kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where they're like, hi, we've been expecting you. And she's like, no, I don't want to do this. And they drag her. This Thanksgiving, turkey's not the only thing getting stuffed. It's your grandma. I think we'll call it the loofahs or something. Yes. And then, the family comes by every couple months and grandma starts changing. Like she's like getting a little more loose. She's like dropping the F-bomb. Yeah. She's doing poppers now.
Yes, I love it. Let's see it.
I think that's good.
All right. That. I just anything that's the opposite of pedophilia is like A+ in my book.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Like people act like they like DiCaprio. I mean, that's borderline pedophilia. That's a child, basically. That bitch can barely fuck well. And
no, she
and
can't.
These nasty old fucks are just, they can do it all. They can do it all and happily and
with the lights on,
fully consenting with the lights on.
Yeah, yes, fluorescent bulbs.
Yes, love that.
Yeah,
that's what being an adult really is. Just being nasty as fuck with the lights on
and being nude. Like old people love being naked, walking around.
Yes,
I've been to San Francisco.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we've got one more story. This popped up. And Are you a big, like, make your bed in the morning?
Absolutely.
Like, first thing?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I'll wait it out a little bit.
Why? You're not?
I like getting my coffee first. I'll get my coffee, and then I'm like, all right, let's make the bed, everything.
Mine is if I want to drink the coffee or tea in the bed. That's the only time I don't. Like if I go to make it and I go back, I want to be back in bed.
Oh, no. Once I'm up. I got to get up.
No, not me.
I got to get the coffee, and then I'm like, all right, let's make the bed,
Not
take the
me.
shower, all that stuff. So this might change your mind on why you should never make your bed first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It says, never mind your nagging parents or those so-called experts who insist that a ship-shaped boudoir is the key to a happy life. One housekeeping influencer is insisting that everything we've been told about making the bed first thing in the morning is wrong.
Oh, no.
The anonymous domestic diva behind Mrs. D's cleaning reviews, a popular Instagram page, surely surprised at least a few of her 135,000 followers by publishing a pro-messy missive revealing the gag reflex-inducing reason why rushing to tidy up is something you need to stop doing. During the night, we not only sweat, but we also shed skin, and this is a magnet for dust mites and bed bugs, she wrote. By being in a hurry to make your bed, you run the risk of trapping, like Tom Brady, damp air under the covers, which helps the nasty, creepy crawlies to breed. So, don't make your bed first thing in the morning.
I mean, this is just bad advice.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's good for everyone.
Yeah.
If you are not regularly cleaning your sheets, then you are obviously always going to run into some type of bacteria. So it is a question of how often you're cleaning your sheets, how often you're changing your pajamas, how often, especially if you have hair, like do you cover it? Do you let it fly? That's what that is.
So she's pretty much just saying, let your bed breathe.
Sure.
By keeping the covers down as long as possible. Okay, now I'm going to twist it up because now I think she's just being lazy.
I mean, maybe.
There's nothing that pisses me off more than somebody who takes a picture and their bed is behind them and it's unmade.
I agree with that.
I think you are a psychopath.
Yeah, that's why.
Make your bed.
Make your bed. Even if you just throw just throw
But see, I think she could be like, I'm letting my bed breathe because dust mites, bed bugs. But then I'm like, wash your sheets.
Yes. It's wild.
I would look at this woman and say, you know what, bitch, grow up.
Yes, thank you.
So don't listen to this woman. All right. Marcella Arguello.
I was like, what story? I thought the stories were done.
Marcella Aguirre, where can everyone find Marcella Arguello?
Christina Aguilera.
Christina Aguilera, where can everyone find you?
It's funny that some people used to think my last name was Aguilera.
Oh, because it was just something they knew. See? It's the Rihanna syndrome.
Yes.
Rihanna.
Yeah, it's Rihanna. It's Marcella.
Marcella
Josefina Arguello.
I mean, Encanto 2, everyone. Like, put her in it now.
I'm magic, and yes, I am. Yes, I'm at Marcella Comedy across the board, social media website, and you can catch me this Friday on HBO and HBO Max. Bitch, grow up.
Yes, make sure to check it out.
I also have a great album called The Woke Bully. I have a meditation album, actually.
Where
I'm just like, bitch, grow up. I mean, I don't say bitch, grow up, but that's the vibe. It's literally me giving you like motivational.
In Beyonce voice?
No, but it's my voice. But I should do a Beyonce voice meditation.
Can you give us just a little bit? It's like my favorite thing in the world.
Thank you so much for letting me be here with y'all. It's a blessing for me to be here. I won 32 Grammys, and it's a blessing.
Marcella Arguello, everyone.
Brr, brr, brr.
All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Make sure to check out Marcella's comedy special on HBO and HBO Max called Bitch, Grow Up, and follow her wherever you can. Also, make sure to get that CozyEarth.com promo going for Valentine's Day, 40% off your entire order, using promo code 40Justin. And as always, stay tuned. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're charting because you guys, and it's just so much fun hearing from you guys and reading the comments. So just make sure to like, subscribe, leave us a review. We love hearing from you. And as always, we will see you next time on Just Saying with Justin Martindale.